What's up, everyone? Ray Low from Ray Low Vapes here to talk about another device. I got a device review today for the XXIX clone from Infinite. I've been loving this beautiful copper setup here for a while now, but I decided might as well review it. I've had it for a while. Let's go ahead and talk about it. So let's go ahead and dive up close. I'll show you everything that it came with, show you how it works, how the button works, and all that good stuff. And we'll come back and talk about it. All right, so hold tight. Be right back. All right, so here we go. Here's the box that it comes in. Nice presentation with the box. I got a leather thing going on here, but it's not. And then, aha, here are all three of those beautiful tubes that come with it. This is a copper mod, as you can tell. And you can see that it comes with, here we got the super tiny 350 version. Look how tiny this little thing is. Little tiny tube. Comes with a hybrid connector. Sorry, it's a little dirty and tarnished. And then you have your recessed button, and you could see all the way through it. See, that's where you're getting your vent hole from. So you have your 350 tube, you have your 500 tube right here, and then you have your 650 tube. So you have a seamless, because there is no seam, you have all single tube design, which really helps with voltage drop and all of that happy stuff. So let me go ahead and show you the extra parts that we have here. So here is your hybrid connector, and it has the little air slots, I guess, if you want to use something that has 510 airflow. And then the bottom right here is just plain, and you can see my threads are all patinaed out because I did kind of polish it, but I didn't polish threads, so forgive me. All right, so there's that. Let me get this out of the way. And then we have our recessed button, and this is where everything comes from. This is how the whole shebang works. So first off here, we have our insulator, and then we have our copper pin right here. So when you push your button, you can see that little bit of pin comes and sticks out, makes contact with your battery, and that's how it works. Now, to get rid of battery rattle, because when I first got this, I pulled a dumbass move, and I was like, oh, this thing doesn't work. There's so much battery rattle. Yeah. No, there's no battery rattle. Basically, what you do is the insulator actually unscrews. You see how I'm unscrewing the insulator? The insulator screws up and down, and that's how you control, that is how you control for battery rattle. So you screw this up until it would make contact and there's no rattle. And then what you do is, now you can see how the button's kind of sticking out here. You kind of push a button, and then you just adjust here with the pin. And that is how, wait a second, there we go. No, not yet, almost there. There we go. There. Now we have our button all lined up and working properly. And basically, that's how you adjust for it. So let's go ahead and take this button apart and show you the internals. So you just kind of use your finger, unscrew your pin. All right, pin is out. There's your pin. And then you have your insulator, which you can also unscrew and take out if you want. So there's your insulator. Here's your post. Post pops out. You have a serial number right there. It's 0868. Kind of like having the serial number being internal. No reason to clutter up my beautiful copper mod. Then we have this spring, which looks just horrible, but that's because I shorted it out because I foolishly used the wrong atomizer in here, and we'll talk about that. But you can see my spring's all kind of wonky right now, but the spring is actually really good, and it has really nice throw. It's fairly stiff, but I destroyed my spring. So yeah, that is the button in whole. So to put this all back together, put your spring back in there, pop your button back in, screw your insulator back in like so, and then you take your post pin, firing pin hickey majig. Oh, I'm just making this so hard trying to do this on camera. I don't know what I'm doing here. All right, hold on. Here we go. Let's go ahead and screw our copper post back into place, and I screwed it in too far. I'm just all full of fail right now. You guys notice this? I'm so sorry. So sorry about all the fail. Okay, so there we go. And now we're gonna throw this back on our tube here. Just make sure I'm putting this on right, and I wasn't. So screw that on, and then we take our battery, slap the battery in there, and take your atomizer, screw this on your hybrid cap onto your atomizer. We're using the Mephisto. And yes, I'm using the copper drip tip that I said was a fail, but that's because it fits in my Mephisto. Screw that on, give it a little shake, and we should have fire. We have fire? Oh, we have fire. Okay, so there we go. That's how this thing works. That's what comes in this thing. I don't think there was anything else in here. Nope, just an empty box. Okay, so let's go ahead and go back into regular mode, I guess, whatever. And I'll talk about it. All right, stay tuned. Okay, and we're back. So there you go. You got to see the up close on this. You got to see how you adjust your button right here to make sure that you don't have any battery rattle. And you got to see what the button looks like on the inside with the spring. Now you can't upgrade this with magnets. I do believe this is fairly close to being a one-to-one clone, and they do have magnet upgrades, I want to say on Kidney Puncher. I didn't actually check that. My apologies. But I believe they're out there. I think Kidney Puncher has it. If not, just type in XXIX magnet upgrade, and I'm sure you'll find them. But I've been liking the spring, other than the fact that it failed on me last week. I was actually going to review this last week, but no, it failed. But anyways, that's besides the point. Let's go ahead and vape this real quick, and then we'll talk about it. All the clouds, all of them, every last one of them. So this has a very, very minimal voltage drop. I want to say it was around like a 0.3 that I was getting on my inline voltage meter on the test with a 0.12 build in here. That's pretty damn good, especially when you go into the super sub-ohm levels like that and still only getting like a 0.3. Props. So this thing does hit very, very hard. You will thoroughly enjoy the vaping experience on it. Now, the one thing that it doesn't have is a lock. There's no lock on this whatsoever. It's a recessed button, so you can set it down and it's not going to fire. But for some reason, something touches here, you're going to get fire. Here, you couldn't see that. Fire, see? So do be careful with that if you're going to use this. Do know that there is no locking mechanism on this whatsoever. So if you're looking for something to take around and put in your pocket and stuff like that, this might not be the best device for you. But if you want something that you can have at home or sit around, or maybe, you know, I know my roommate, he has his and he just puts his in his pocket upside down so that way nothing's going to hit his button. He loves this thing. I love it too. I am a copper freak, and this is a beautiful copper piece, especially with all this extra copper accessories and all that good stuff. So let's talk about a little bit more. I'm like rambling here, right? So it is a 22 millimeter device, so it's going to sit nice with all 22 millimeter atomizers. And yeah, it's fairly simple, as you can see. So let's go ahead and talk about pros and cons real quick before I end this video and keep not blurry. So pros on this: full copper, love it. The recess button, love it. The fact that it comes with 3 solid tubes, so that way there's no seams, you don't have to worry about having extra parts. It's a solid copper tube. Perfect. That helps with voltage drop. Anytime you have a seam and has to jump that's a little bit of voltage you're going to lose there in that process. So you do have that in 350, 500, and 650 mode. Another pro. Hybrid top cap, or Yeah, I guess it's top cap. You have the hybrid connection. Huge plus. Really nice, beefy hybrid connector. Has the airflow if for some reason you want that or need that. Works really well. The threads on this are really beefy, which you do want in your copper devices. All the threads, I mean, here you can see there's no weird sounds going on there. So threading, machining on this, really well done. You have your logos. You have the I don't actually know the real company name right now. I'm sorry, I'm failing. But anyways, this is the clone of it. So I want to say it's Bay City, right? Or yeah, Bay City Vapers. So you have that, and then you have the XXIX. It's on all 3 tubes. Really well done. Just beautiful. Button-wise, the way that you adjust to get rid of the battery rattle, I really like that. I like that it's all right there in the button, and you adjust the insulator, and you adjust the little pin to adjust everything, and you have all that in this little tiny button. See how tiny this button is? It's tiny. This is a very small device, and even smaller when you go into 350 mode. 350 mode is ridiculous. Let's I'm gonna edit this right now. All right, this is in 350 mode. Do you see how tiny this is? I mean, let's see, what can I, this is a 650 battery, right? 650 battery is almost the exact same size of this XXIX with an atomizer on it in 350 mode. Pretty damn small. Not the smallest, but it's pretty damn small. So let's see, what else? What other pros do I have? I mean, there's not too many more pros there. It's just overall a really good mod, especially if you are into polished, shiny copper devices with recessed buttons and hybrid caps. This is the one for you. This is what you should be using. Now, cons. Let's get into the con portion of this. Cons, no locking button or no locking ring. There's no locking mechanism whatsoever in this. So for me personally, this is an at-home device. I really don't ever take this out with me. I'll take it, like, say, on a vacation, or if I'm going over to a friend's house for a weekend, I'll take this with me. But overall, it's not going in my pocket. It's staying right here. I'm using it right here. So that's my biggest con on this. It is polished copper, so it is a fingerprint magnet, and when it patina, I mean, it's going to patina. It's copper. A copper patina is no big surprise there. But, you know, it is a fingerprint magnet, so it is going to get kind of dirty looking and kind of scuff up and greasy and dirty and all that good stuff throughout the day. One more con. This is actually kind of a big con, sort of. You only can use this with atomizers that have an extended 510 pin. And if you don't know what I mean by saying an extended 510 pin, I'll show you. All right, can you see here on the Mephisto, you could see that the pin, oh, almost dropped it. Right here, this pin sticks out just a little bit more than the threads do. So if you have atomizer, like, say, let's see, which one do I have that probably isn't that great? Like, I have this, the iGo W7. The iGo W7, the 510 is sort of flush with the threads. So you can't use some atomizers with this, and do be careful. Make sure that it's extended out, because if you fire this and it hits the threads instead of your pin, like, say, if the flat portion of your battery is dented or anything like that, you will short out your battery, so you'll kill your battery. So just be wary of that. Pay attention to that. It's not a big deal. That's the same thing with any hybrid, like your 4.9s, the Stingray with the hybrid caps, the XXIX, all those ones that are out there that have the hybrid. You need to have an extended 510. So yeah, those were the pros and the cons. You got to see the production, the cloud production on this. Go ahead and take another hit just because. Gave you the voltage drop, showed you how the button works, showed you all the different tubes, showed you everything that you get with it. Now let's go ahead and talk about the price. I did do a quick search online before I made this video, and vaperoyalty.com does have the Infinite XXIX or 29 mod in copper for $42.99. Not a bad deal. I think I paid 40 bucks and I got it through a group buy. So $42.99. You get all 3 tubes and a really gorgeous, beautiful. I mean, it really is gorgeous. I like simplistic designs. This nails it. And the fact that it's nice and small, it feels good in the hand. It's not too big. It's not bulky. It's not, you know, not like one of your big 26 650s. You know, it's tiny. It's tiny, tiny, tiny. So there it is. You got to see the price and all that good stuff now. And I'm rambling and talking. But yeah, there you go. That is my review of the XXIX, the 29 clone from Infinite. So go out there if you like it and you enjoy a nice, beautiful, simplistic copper device. Go get yourself one. It's well worth it. It works so well. So thank you so much for watching. And as always, vape on.